Hi guys. Well, back to Mini GPT, and because it's a little bit complicated to say the least, I thought I'd do a block diagram to show you what the hell's going on really. Now I haven't looked at this one before, but this is the Whisper uh, model. It's a speech recognition neural network. It was produced by the Facebook group, which I think had something to do with Llama as well, from what I sure don't fully understand the business side of that. It's a 32-bit, needs a 32-bit weights, I think, that one. And that's quite incredible in its own right, that one. Here's what's amazing about it, and you'll see this at least in the second video I'm going to show you here, is that it's like a universal translator. It doesn't even need to know the language. It knows something like 97 languages or something, 98, I can't remember. And you just put the language in front of it and it recognizes it. And for a subset of them, not all of them, but I don't know, maybe 20, the most common languages, including obviously German, French, the European languages, Indian, Japanese, I think, Chinese, and I can't remember the other ones. It will translate. There's an extra flag thing you put in it, and it'll translate into English, and it'll do it in real time as well, incredibly fast. I will show you another video of that. I'm not going to show it to you now. What that does is that will produce text at the output. So text here appears. So this is audio in, which I should have put, text. And text goes straight into the Vicuna 7B model, which is, again, really based on the Llama model. People call it mini ChatGPT, but it's not mini ChatGPT because that's proprietary and you can't get your hands on that. They're not giving that away. But how does it recognize images? Well, it uses the blip. It's actually the blip algorithm, but I've called it blip 1 because other people have used blip 2. And it's a neural network model as well. It's incredible things, really. This is the large language model. So that the Vicuna one, that runs on the transformers type architecture. You can have a read about that. Not to be confused with primary and secondary and that kind of transformers, but another kind of transformers, which was thought up in 2017 by some researchers, and some incredible piece of work, really. Anyway, the image recognizer feeds into that, and part of the problem is sometimes it doesn't know, if it doesn't sort of give it a kick and say, here's an image, it'll say, I don't have an image, there's nothing to see, because I'm only a text model, large language, I can't see anything. But the blip model is supposed to signal this guy and say, hang on, here's some information. So the blip model gives out text to the Vicuna model and says, here's an image and this is what it's about. But I'm not very good at English, but you can sort it out. And so the Vicuna model takes the description and it turns it into sentences and makes it sound posh. Out of the large language model comes text, text coming out again, and we convert it back into speech. And the speech we use, deliberately use the SAPI 5. A lot of people would say, why are you using them? Why don't you use the new Microsoft Edge ones, which I was using on my other translator? The answer to that is I wanted all of this to be on a PC and local. Okay, so if the disaster comes, as long as you've got power, you've still got a little bit of knowledge if your library burns down. Anyway, this is just a joke. But so these are SAPI 5 voices, but I've got other ones from Serproc, which are an Edinburgh company who are really, they make incredible voices, and they've been around since about the year 2000. And then that goes to, well, you can, they have a audio out sort of thing, but in this particular case, we create a WAV file and then stick it through the speakers or the headphones. The reason we do that is because other platforms, these are great voices, but the Android on phones and so on don't recognize SAPI 5 voices. It just wouldn't work. But WAV files is common, so yeah, it runs on that. So this whole thing runs on an interface which is called Gradio, which is quite, you can look that up, quite common. and Gradio is like a web interface. So what it does is it creates a socket, and you can connect into that in your house. It doesn't go outside the house because, for a simple reason, I don't have a server that goes outside, and I wouldn't need to. But it also has a free service, which if somebody from outside wants to test your system, I could give them an address. It's a temporary URL address, and they can just put it in the web browser, and they get everything that I get here. Of course, it might run a little bit slower. That's how it works. So what we had before in the previous videos about it was just this bit here. And of course, I had to put speech in because it's such a pain in the neck putting text into this guy. So I had to get an algorithm which was reliable. And the Whisper algorithm, which I'll talk about at some other point, has got about 5 different versions. I'm using the small version, and the small version is still big, but there's a tiny version, and I can't remember what the other ones are. I don't want to go too high. You've got to steer the middle ground, really. And it's pretty damned accurate anyway. And if it wasn't, it would be useless. I did use something else before, and it was a waste of time. So it took a good long time to get that connected and running. And then, so you'll see 2 videos. The first video is just going to be me using this on the PC. And then the second video will be me using it on, in the house on my smartphone, which is on the same network. So all I need to do there is put the IP address of my, which the router gives out for my TV. And then when I do that, not my TV, my monitor, my PC, sorry, my PC. So I do IPs. It's IP config or IP start, I forget. And I get my IP address off my computer, and then I take that and put it into my cell phone, and then I can connect into the server, which is my home PC. I haven't got that bit in there. So let's start and let's see the first video, and then we'll go on to the second video. Thanks. Well, welcome back, and this is the mini GPT-4, and I showed you that in another video, but I couldn't just rest and have it with no speech input, because really that's having text input's really slow and boring. Of course, if you're writing equations and things, it's maybe the only way to do it. But if you're doing like a conversation or something like that, asking questions, it's much faster to do it. So I put on the Whisper algorithm, and it's really good. So let's just have a quick look, and I'll explain the user interface. So it runs on a web browser, which means it can also run anywhere else on the network. So here it is. So what I got it so that you have only one button to record, and it also, when you press it a second time, it sends it into the model, the large language model. So it's only one button to press, or you can capture from a camera. There's a few other things. So the voices are SAPI 5 straight off a PC. They can be just the default ones, or you can buy good ones from Voice. Sorry, the company is Proc in Edinburgh, but this is Voice. Is the name of the voices, because they do other things as well. I'm just going to use the Microsoft. Actually, I think I'll use the female Microsoft one. Kind of sounds a little bit more like Star Trek, but not quite anyway. So let's just get going and see what happens. At the bottom here, I've got a history, clear history. That's if it runs out of tokens. I can do that. That's when the answer gets smaller and smaller. You know that it's running out of tokens. And you might think, that there'd be why would that happen? It's because the history grows longer and longer. And every time you give a new question and answer, it gets recirculated and it puts it back in again. So it gets longer and longer, and it gets bigger and bigger prompts, and eventually it runs out of what they call tokens, which is how many how many words basically you can get out of the thing. I think it's something like 0.75 of a word per token, and this model has, I think, about 4,096. So you should be able to get, I don't know, actually I think it's less than that. I think you can get about 1,500 words before you have to reset it, but I'm not entirely certain about that. So let's go. Hello, how are you doing?
There anything else you would like me to describe about the image?
No, sorry, I haven't put anything in. I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Hello, how are you doing?
As an AI, I do not experience emotions or physical sensations. However, I am here to help you with any questions or tasks you may have. How may I assist you today?
So you say, how are you doing? And it's a bit boring because there's no, what to answer. What shall we say? Ask it something really simple to begin with. What day of the year is Christmas Day?
Christmas Day falls on December 25th of each year.
You see how quickly it answered and how quickly I got it in, because it's fast, because I got reduced the number of bits. You can see the waveform over here, so I can play that back again if I wanted to. I don't really want to, but if I wanted to, I can play it back.
It falls on December 25th of each year.
So it works on WAV files. And now what shall we ask it? Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll get the camera to grab an image. So I've got a camera down here, if you see it. It's a webcam. And I press this thing here. Oh, and there's an image. So let's go back a bit and get that of a cup. Oops, it's a bit cockeyed, isn't it? There's a curtain in the background. So I'll grab that. And then I'll say, describe what you see in the image.
Christmas Day falls on December 25th of each year.
I must have pressed the wrong button, sorry. Describe what you see in the image.
The image shows a cup with a floral design on it. The design is likely hand-painted or printed onto the cup. The colors used in the design may vary depending on the specific flowers depicted. There may be additional elements in the scene, such as a table or surface upon which the cup rests.
Images, where are they? Oh, they're down here. Let's put some images in there. Don't know where that is. Oh, that looks like Florence in Italy. I don't need to speak this again because it's already in the prompt box.
I gaze upon the image before me. I am struck by the beauty and grandeur of the Florentine landscape. From this vantage point, I can see the sprawling city below, with its winding streets and ancient buildings. In the distance, I catch a glimpse of the rolling hills and valleys that define the Tuscan countryside. The sun is setting behind me, casting a warm orange glow over the entire scene, creating a sense of tranquility and serenity. It's as if time has stood still, and I am able to bask in the timeless beauty of this historic city.
Well, that's not bad. You can select more than one camera, of course, as well. And you can chat to it about anything, everything. Let's ask it. Let's change the voice this time. Make it one of the Cereproc ones. Make it the English one this time, because I've got another video for the Scottish one. Okay. Tell me what DNA is and how it differs from RNA. So it doesn't take that long. And you're just in natural language. It doesn't make many spelling mistakes. You sunk it. If it makes spelling mistakes, if you said like DNA and it puts FNA, then of course you've got to start again. But it's pretty accurate, the Whisper algorithm.
DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA, ribonucleic acid, are both nucleic acids, which means they play an essential role in storing and transmitting genetic information within cells. However, there are several key differences between the two. Firstly, while DNA is composed of 4 types of nitrogen-containing molecules called nucleotides, RNA is composed of only 3 nucleotides. Specifically, DNA contains adenine, A, cytosine, C, guanine, G, and thymine.
Okay, so it can do that as well. Give me an example program in the language C that does hello world.
Sure, here's an example. Hello world program in C, C, hash include, int main, print, hello world \n, return 0.
That's pretty good. That's it. And you see how nicely formatted it is. That's because this window here that you can't see the outline of is was a kind of LaTeX window. It's not an ordinary text window, and it seems to do that kind of thing at formats. So I'm just going to say plot this. This is a amplitude modulated waveform, which this is a kind of MATLAB type plot, but notice NP, not sine. That means it's runs on Python. That means it's to go for this library. What's it called? I've forgotten what it's called now. Anyway, that's something that's going to work. Did I submit it? Oh yeah, there it is. So it's an amplitude modulated waveform. So I can also manually put things in. So I could put in y equals x squared, let's see. Oh, put it in sort of text format. Minus 10 to plus. This is not AI as such, but it's just there's y equals x squared, and it's nicely formatted like a MATLAB plot is. So at least it's promising. It's a little bit of fun now. Let's pick a robot and see what it has to say. Hello, what is your name?
Hi there, my name's Tom. It's nice to meet you.
The robot's called Tom. Actually, I didn't think it's what I've given it that name. Let's clear the history and see if it. I give it the name Jimmy. Let's see if it remembers it. See it. Try it again.
My name is Florence, after the city in Italy. How can I help you today?
So my name is Florence after the city. I just made that up. It's because it's seen the picture. And again, I don't know. Tell me about the Borg in the TV series Star Trek. How dangerous are they?
The Borg. Well, they're an advanced cyborg species that appears in Star Trek franchise. They were created by Dr. Hugh Highcharge in 1937 as a solution to overpopulation on Earth. However, due to their inability to feel emotions, the Borg soon became a threat to the Federation and its member worlds. In the show, Captain Jean-Luc Picard and his crew on the USS Enterprise face off against the Borg several times. The Borg are often portrayed as a technologically superior force, capable of adapting to and assimilating new technology and information at an astonishing rate. The danger posed by the Borg depends on the context of the situation. In some episodes, they...
I wasn't sure about this a bit at the beginning. Some of my friends will know that it was created by... I don't think that's right. Oh, I see. Created, perhaps. Oh, I thought it was going to be the guy who created the fiction of it, but I think I'm not sure if that's true, that it was actually created. Let's see if it knows who Doctor Who is. Tell me who Doctor Who is from the TV series.
Who? Oh, you mean the Time Lord who travels through time and space in a time machine called the TARDIS? He is one of the most beloved and iconic characters in British popular culture. The current Doctor is played by Jodie Whittaker. Caption, image caption, the view of Florence from the top of the hill.
It's somehow taken the that picture again. I don't know how it got that information, but that's how it does it. And lastly, let us pick another Scottish voice who's from Glasgow, and we're going to clear the history. Let's go. Actually, I think I'll get rid of the image because it sees the image and it's making things up from the image. Hello Jimmy, how are you doing today?
Now Tom, I'm good, just relaxing on the couch with my fully feeling friend by my side. How is this you today?
Can you tell me about the pubs in Glasgow? What's the best pub?
Fine. Glasgow's a fantastic pub culture, with many historic wine halls to explore. Some popular spots include the Shakespeare pub, the Horseshoe bar, and the Anchor Line pub. However, as for the best pub, that's subjective and depends on personal preference. For some, it might be the Shakespeare pub for its classic atmosphere, while others might prefer the Horseshoe bar for its lively music scene. Ultimately, the best pub is the one that suits your individual tastes and preferences.
Actually, I see.
Yes, one important thing to keep in mind is in Glasgow to watch out for pickpockets, especially in busy tourist areas. It's always a good idea to keep an eye on your belongings and avoid carrying large amounts of cash. Additionally, gas stations are known for their friendly and welcoming nature, so make sure they greet locals with a wiggy smile.
There was never any problem with pickpockets when I was there. What else can it do? What can you do? Oh yes. Whereabout is the Burrell collection in Glasgow? That's the art collection, the Burrell collection. You might not spell it properly because you might not know what Burrell is, that's the problem. It'll say I don't know what the Burrell collection is.
Burrell Collection is indeed a fantastic art museum located in Glasgow's Pollock Country Park.
Oh, it's Pollock.
The house is an impressive collection of art and design for various time periods and movements. Admission to the museum is free, but donations are welcome. The collection includes works by Scottish artist John Leathery, French sculptor Auguste Rodin, and British designer William Morris, among many others. The Burrell Collection is open Wednesday through Sunday.
So I've got the server running again. Web address is 0.0.0.0 and that transmits to the whole house. So this is running locally on the PC and I'm transmitting to the whole house, which means I should be able to get this on my phone. Now because I've got the IP address of my PC, I can just put this in at the top here and I should be ready to go. Hello, how are you?
As an AI, I don't have feelings, but I'm here to help you with any questions or tasks you might have. Is there something specific you'd like assistance with?
Tell me about the Battle of Hastings. She's having to think of that.
The Battle of Hastings took place on October the 14th, 1066 in Sussex, England. It was a pivotal moment in British history as it marked the end of Anglo-Saxon rule and the beginning of Norman rule under William the Conqueror. The battle was fought between King Harold's English army and William's Norman army. The outcome of the battle was William, who became the new king. The battle...
It's quite a detailed answer actually. Let's put an image in. So I was in the tea shop the other day. It sells tea and these are just teapots and teacups. Describe the image. It's a bit tricky on the phone.
I am sorry, but I am unable.
No, you're not. Well, I think what's happened is her cache has become, she's used up her tokens or something. Try it again.
As an AI language model, I cannot see any image, but based on the text description provided, it appears to be a display of various types of teacups. The image may showcase different sizes, shapes, and designs of teacups arranged in an artistic or visually appealing manner. The teacups may be made of different materials such as ceramic, glass, or metal, and may have intricate patterns or designs etched onto their surfaces. The overall aesthetic of the image could range from classic and traditional to modern and minimalist.
Yeah, and that's quite detailed really, isn't it? And you can do that to just about anything. Let's pick a, it's got a, yeah, so it's a bit fragile, the network connection, for some reason. I'm not really sure about that, but pick another image. There's a TV, a mix of that, and change the voice. This is the Microsoft default voice. Describe the image. That was okay that time.
As an AI language model, I cannot see any image, but based on the text description provided, it seems to be a television screen displaying an image of a man. The image could represent a still photograph, a portrait, or even a live-action scene with a male protagonist. The man's appearance, attire, and facial expression could provide additional clues about his identity or the context in which he is depicted. However, without further information, it is difficult to determine the specific details or on the television screen.
So what's happening there is the blip algorithm, not blip 2, but the blip algorithm, the neural network model is passing information to the Llama, I should say by Kuma model, and that's why it says as an AI language model you cannot see. Of course it can't see, but it's getting information from another algorithm, which in turn is connected to the image generator and so on. So the other thing, I'll just again clear the history. Don't really need to do that every time, but I'm just going to try it with some a Chinese song, a famous Chinese song, and see if it. I don't expect it to recognize it, but I wanted to see if I can translate it. So I'm just going to got to watch there. It moved the beam search thing. I don't know why it does that. So let's record this and see how it goes. Okay, so it's
Wow, that's a great song. Do you have any favorite lyrics from that song?
oh, so it's actually translated. Didn't translate all of it, but it translated it straight into English. Do I have the lyrics? I'm not sure. Let's take another song, French song. Since we're breaking copyright, we might as well just go all the way. Just reset it because it's a small model and it doesn't do everything. Here we go.
Je voulais pas te déranger, je passais là par hasard, j'ai vu la lumière allumée, je suis venu te dire bonsoir. J'ai pas grand chose à raconter. Les cheveux longs, ça te va bien.
Oh, that's all right. It was nice meeting you. Is there anything else you would like to talk about or ask me?
So it thinks it's translated it into English. I did not want to disturb you. I went there by chance. I saw the light, and that is correct. The lyrics, I saw the light. I am familiar with you. Good evening. Do not have much to tell you, and so on and so forth. So it's translating it, and really what's translating it is the first algorithm there. I don't think it's a large language model. It's being done by the Whisper algorithm, which is also by Facebook and Llama people. So that's about it. So maybe just to finish off, give it some fun things to do. There's the robot. From Star Trek, who are the Borg?
The Borg are a fictional race in the Star Trek franchise. They are a cybernetic species that were once a part of the same planetary civilization as the other characters in the series, but were later assimilated into a collective consciousness by a being known as the Borg Queen. The Borg value efficiency and perfection above all else, and their society is structured around these ideals. They are known for their use of advanced technology and their willingness to take risks and make sacrifices in pursuit of their goals. Despite their cold and ruthless nature, they are also shown to be capable